dangerous here for a rabbit. I tell you that. The park is full of dogs. Look behind me. Dogs walking around, eating what they want. And I tell you what else is going on here. The French, right? The French eat. They eat rabbits. I know. I was like, what the? I went to this restaurant with this actress, right? We went and she ordered escargots. And I was like, well, that's snails. And then I was like, all right, well, what's this thing here? Lapine. And they said, oh, sure, it is a rabbit. I went, are you out of your mind? It's a you don't eat rabbits. They're lovely. They're lovely, cute little creatures that, you know, are quite sexy and attractive. The last thing you want to do is eat a rabbit. And I tell you one thing, if any of them Frenchies come near me with a knife and fork, somebody's getting stabbed. That's it. I said it. Look, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to believe in a united Europe. But if anyone comes near me with a sauce or any kind of paprika, I'm going to go mental. We'll be right back.
The Late Late Show, avec Craig Ferguson in Paris, sponsored by...
It's hard to stay up, it's been a long, long day, and you got the Sandman at your door. But hang on, leave the TV on, and let's do it anyway. It's okay, you can always sleep through work tomorrow, okay? Hey, hey, tomorrow's just your future, yesterday. Merci. This is the greatest bookstore in all of Paris. Well, it contains books that I can read, and this is the lovely Sylvie Whitman. Say hello, Sylvie.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Is this your bookstore, Sylvie?
It is my family bookshop.
Really? Mm-hmm. Did your dad start this bookstore?
George Whitman, he started the bookshop in 1951.
Let's go in.
Let's go and have a tour.
Why did he start an English language bookstore?
He is an American from Massachusetts.
You don't sound American.
No, I've never lived there. I actually come from the same place as you, Scotland.
Really?
Yeah.
Which part of Scotland?
Edinburgh.
Oh, yes. You're from Edinburgh and I'm from Glasgow. Now, that makes Sylvie better than me. You might not understand why, but she does, and that's all that matters, right?
So this is the main part of the bookshop. This is the centre of the bookshop, the wishing well.
You have a wishing well in your bookshop?
Yeah.
Why? Do people actually come and make wishes?
Yeah, I think at the end of the show, maybe you should make a wish.
I should make a wish.
Yeah.
Should I talk quietly in a bookstore? Do you make people talk quietly?
No, loud
You
is
can
fine.
talk loudly?
Yes, no, absolutely.
Really?
No, we don't tell you off if you speak loudly.
No,
I have a story because George used to use this. It had a gas pipe that went in there, and so one of his kind of party pieces was he would throw a match in there and fire would go up like that.
That's dangerous.
Very, in the middle of a bookshop. And I once met a woman who was a hair model who had been here, and he set all of her hair alight. By accident, apparently. But anyway.
Was she terribly damp? This is a Simple Heart by Flaubert. He had a contempt for the bourgeoisie, you know.
Yes, this is true. And this is Joyce, because it was Bloomsday yesterday.
Oh, it was, yeah.
So we had a big party.
Let me ask you, have you read Ulysses?
Yes.
Have you really?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
I think it's good to read it out loud.
Yeah.
And that's what we do every
I wish you'd
Bloomsday.
read it out loud to me, because I didn't get it at all.
Okay, well, maybe later. Maybe later. This is a little children's theatre.
That's lovely.
For children.
This is where children come and perform little plays.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it. we could have a little. I have some puppets. They could do a little puppet show here, but they're not really puppets for children.
I think that'd be. Oh, okay.
They're dirty puppets.
Oh no, yeah, no, we couldn't organise that
right,
here.
all right.
No, sorry. This is the piano room, as you can hear.
Oh, how lovely. Sorry to interrupt. Carry on.
So what we have here, we have 2 beds where writers sleep at night, and this is actually a writer who's playing the piano, who sleeps in the bookshop at night. And these books aren't for sale.
These are just for reading?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's some kind of library.
Oh, and this is the shop dog, Colette.
Hello, Colette. Hello. You're lovely.
She's very literary.
You're lovely.
She's read all of the books here.
She seems very, she's kept a kind of down-to-earth attitude, given the fact she's so well-informed.
Oh yeah, no, she's very open to everyone in here. This is the fiction room. But before we get there, this is the little typewriter cupboard if you feel like writing a poem.
I will write a poem.
Okay.
Right, it's about a man from Nantucket.
Okay.
No, I don't have enough paper.
This is our little fantasy land out there on the roof.
Fantasyland?
Yeah.
What do you mean Fantasyland? What goes on in fantasy? It's to provide inspiration, perhaps.
That's right, for the poem that you're going to write.
Right, about
And
the
then
man from Nantucket.
This is the fiction room of the library. This is also where William Burroughs researched Naked Lunch.
Now, when you say research Naked Lunch, I remember Naked Lunch as being a wild, hallucinogenic thrill ride through a drug-addled brain. Are you saying William Burroughs got high in this room? Is that what you said?
No, don't tell anyone that.
All right.
No. Basically, my dad used to have all of his medical and science books in this room, and so he did a lot of research using those books. No getting high. Just innocent
William
research.
Burroughs. Of course he was getting high. Come sit by me. Did you grow up here? Colette, come on. Did you grow up here in the summers and stuff, or did you, like, because you were in Scotland, you clearly went to school in Scotland then?
Yes,
Right.
School in Scotland, and then born in Paris, school in Scotland, and then I came back here to run the bookshop.
Lovely and international. Do you write yourself?
No.
Why not?
No, it totally terrifies me, the idea. I think when you're surrounded by so many people that write, I have the idea that I'm just very happy to read their writing, not attempt to write it myself.
I think we have to push you on this a little bit. Because you've got
I could do my first volume of my autobiography and then my second next year. And
Well, all you have to do is write, you know this, you just write a page. Just write a page a day. End of the year, you've got 365 pages. That's a book right there. Doesn't have to be any good.
I suppose I could sell it here. There's a shop already.
Do you have...
force everyone to buy that book.
You could. You say you can stay here for the night, but you have to buy my book and work for 2 hours.
Yeah.
What about? Do you have some kind of quality control? Do you? I mean, clearly not for personnel, or we wouldn't be in here. But do you have a quality control for writing? Do you have like sports stars books and like television celebrity biographies?
Well, we try and have a bit of everything.
Right.
Because we have a whole mix of people that come in the bookshop. We have
All
the Parisians.
English language, though. Always the English
and then,
language.
Yeah, we always have English because Paris is amazing. It's got 1,000 independent bookshops in the city.
Wow.
Because they really support independent bookshops. So there's so many French bookshops in amazing places that we just stick to books in English.
I wrote a book in English and it got translated into French, and I don't know if it's any good or not, the translation. I would have to learn French to see if it was any good. I find that alarming.
Or find a French friend and they can read it.
Do you read French?
Yeah, I'll read it.
Have you read it in English? No, you have not.
I have actually read the start of it when I knew you were coming today. I had to do a bit of research.
But you read the flyleaf? You read
I
the
like
cover?
the way you write. No, not just the cover, more.
I like your bookstore. I like it very much.
Well, you're a writer, so you could sleep in the bookshop if you want.
Yeah, but I have to work 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
And now it's time for Sean Connery's Parisian Memories.
I love cheese. I love smelling it. I love serving it and eating it. But most of all, I love cutting it. That's the good stuff.
That was Sean Connery's Parisian Memories. I love that guy.
It's a great day for America, everybody, and another great day here in France. I am in the legendary palace of Versailles, built by Louis XIV, who was called the Sun King because he loved sun chips. I read it on Wikipedia. This is why I love America, because nowadays you don't have to be royal to enjoy a delicious, tasty, savoury snack. Now, the room everyone talks about is this one. It's the Hall of Mirrors. 357 mirrors. It's dazzling. It's like someone skinned a disco ball and laid it out flat. I could never live here. It's hard enough to leave my house with one mirror. I'm like, does this make my ass look fat? Can you imagine living in here? There are so many statues around the palace that in order to not sound like an idiot, whenever you go buy one, if you're here on holiday or vacation, as it's known in America, just make stuff up about the statue and people believe it. For example, this is the statue of Diana the Huntress. She lived in a time when women used to hunt by taking arrows. Notice she's reaching for an arrow out of her quiver, but she doesn't have a bow, which would suggest that she's about to throw the arrow at the animal which she's hunting, which would make her a very bad huntress. We're walking, walk this way, walk this way. We don't have a lot of time. He was one of the first anchormen of the time. You can see that's how the hair became popular in television. That very stiff hair was first designed by Pierre Lachaise, who was the anchorman for the local Quai Paris News. Now, obviously, beauty of this kind of nature doesn't come without a price, and many of these stories are rather grisly of how the art was created here. For example, look around here. A lot of people think these are just sculptures of, little cherubs holding up this magnificent sort of dish, but that's not actually what happened. Inside here, what they did is they actually spray-painted midgets gold and then froze them. And they do say on a quiet night, as if you walk through the Hall of Mirrors, you can hear, "Help me, I'm stuck inside here." In fact, I think I can hear it now. Come here. Up here, towards the end of the Hall of Mirrors, is a very important decision that you've got to make. If you go that way, you go into the king's bedchamber, right? If you go that way. But if you go that way, you go into the back passage of the queen's chambers. So I think what I'll do is go in to the back passage of the queen's chambers. Then I'll go this way. Now, in here is one of the most exciting rooms in Versailles. As you can tell, the sound is already different. This is the Queen's public bedchamber, where she would go to bed in public. What she had to do was, she would come out that door. See that wee secret door over there? That's the secret door. Queen would come out there, all the audiences here, and there's inside that cabinet, I don't know if you can see that cabinet over there, there would be a flat screen TV and, some video games, but she would have to turn those off. And then the Queen herself would go to bed here, and the royal courtiers would all applaud, and then they would leave because the Queen had gone to bed. And then, after the Queen's gone to bed, I don't know if you can tell, here, like the courtiers leave, that door, and over here as well, right? See over here? Secret doors. And that's how the Queen's lovers would get in. So the Queen would be there pretending to sleep, and then the door would open and in would come, I don't know, John Stamos or something like that, and he would come in and they would do, well, you know what they do.